Good evening. Hope everyone's having a good, peaceful evening so far. There's a nice cool breeze tonight here in Sarasota. Kind of a nice change. The past few nights been kind of steamy hot. Well, anyway, the reason for this is I've gotten some negative feedback about detail from a video that I made yesterday afternoon. The detail in the video pertained to the man alleging being the former stepfather, Bill Love, alleging that he had been involved with what had happened to the, about the World Trade Center attack. Well, anyway, in a footnote that I sent after the first report, I noted speculation pertaining to him allegedly being involved with some kind of a submarine. Well, anyway, I'm stammering a little bit, but let me get it right. The subject began way back, like I said, way back in March of 2001. I'm always for our nation and people being safe, and of course that includes that there has to be a good and loyal Navy, and I like to trust that there is. But worry started suddenly without any prediction in because of the Time magazine article. The article saying practicing for doomsday. Well, there is absolutely too much detail that ended up occurring because of studies after the article. So I can't possibly elaborate much, except it was all motivated because of wording of the particular article that portrayed it. They used words of, I think the exact words were that grim pride that when their submarine is at sea, that it becomes independently the sixth largest nuclear power in the world. Well, that was editorial words choice of whoever from Time magazine. The article was actually derived by a book. I think it was copyrighted in 1999. I'm not sure, but the name of it is Big Red. It was about a cruise on the U.S.S. Nebraska, one of the Ohio class SSBNs. Well, that had occurred the year before. I don't know. I haven't read the book. I did, but I noticed a concern about that also. That back in 1985, like I had mentioned before, the former stepfather was on a cruise of a nuclear submarine out of the naval base of Charleston, South Carolina, U.S.S. Bradenton. Not a nuclear ballistic submarine, but a regular patrol attack submarine. Well, anyway, I can't detail all of that again, but he'd like to say that he drove the submarine for a while. And I didn't learn another detail until many years passed. I think it's only been just a few years ago that the particular submarine, Grayling, is the only one that ever ended up colliding with a Russian SSB somewhere up in the North Sea or in the Arctic Sea. So anyway, it was kind of an interesting coincidence, or was it a coincidence? But I don't have any access to knowledge such as that. So anyway, excuse me. Anyway, the particular article in Time magazine, I don't like reference to doomsday. And there were some chronological indications and some religious predictions that something terrible was going to happen worldwide before the end of the 20th century. I think there are a lot of persons who are scholars and theologians or whatever that are aware of that there were specific predictions. And a booklet that I read actually predicted that there would be flooded continents before the end of the 20th century. That was predicted in the secret letter of Fatima of the Vatican. And also there was a prediction of a world war that would involve all nations in the world, all to happen before the 20th century. Well, I'm glad that there was prevention. But I guess that there are some who kind of resent that there was prevention. I don't hear much about it though. So anyway, I noticed some other details that worried me pertaining to the particular article, and also in the book that I didn't read really, but I did look through it, and I noticed that they had a section of black and white photos, and a worry was a crewman wearing a black eye patch over his left eye, And it, of course, that reminded, he looked amused about it. Of course, that reminded me of the old rumoring about the 1981 Orlando stain malpractice. And so, that got me worried again because I hear so much noisy threat pertaining to the matter. And because my father, who was from Nebraska, that staged his death when I was 11-year-old. That's something else I can't elaborate about all the details that I didn't learn until much later in life. Mostly from speculating. That I was concerned about the matter. Big Red being the slang name of a particular submarine, and it's alleged also that there was some family in the Wrigley family that was related to the Wrigleys that make the chewing gum. I don't know about it. I was never contacted by them at all. But I think others have noticed that for a time the Wrigley logo for Big Red Gum included what looks like kind of a cartoon of an undersea menace of some kind. So anyway, this was all motivated from concern. Like, what if some family corruption with some maybe foreign support was trying to get in charge of get in control of one of the submarines, and the threat, of course, is that they were going to, had been threat that they were going to do something at our own nation, that there was going to be something launched against our own nation. I hope it isn't true, but that is some detailing that had occurred in studies after during years after the article. Um, Also, there was alluding to some relevance pertaining to wildfire. And, that was a song that started in 1975, Nebraska Night Detail, and that there was prediction that eventually that there was going to be a particular submarine. There's some various details that kind of correlate, but that could easily be coincidence. You know, the, simple factoring can really be an indication, but it also could be a coincidence. So when I mentioned the approximate definition pertaining to Leap Standard, something that was of the Hitler's SS outlawed by the end of World War II, I should have said a disclaimer about the coincidence of the words in a way equating to the same as the wording and the abbreviation U.S.S. Nebraska, because actually whatever the studies are, there's been study that, like I say, it goes back to 2001, 21 years. There have been good caring reports to news, government, sheriff's department, etc., that if there had been any subterfuge, that it would seem certain that it would have been resolved some years ago. So but I never hear anything. Nobody ever replies to me about anything. So everything is kind of an open book still. There hasn't been any closure on anything, any of the matters that I have made videos about during this campaign. And I don't ever say or do anything with any intent of undermining this nation's defense in any way. So anyway, I hope I haven't rambled too much. That it has been, that I have explained a little bit pertaining to the matter. And I think, the Time magazine had repeatedly there had been other articles alluding to the Trident submarine, and I think that one article was particularly a bad idea. I don't remember what year. I was going to research their archives, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But there was one many years ago. I don't know, maybe as many as 20 years ago, or maybe 10 years. I don't know. Honestly, I don't. Others can research it, of course, where they portrayed what a Trident submarine was capable of doing, and in my opinion, they made kind of a mistake of using a portrayal of Eastern Europe and the eastern area, the western area of Russia. So we know that the Russians had been capable of inflicting much nuclear damage on others themselves, and we're aware of those matters. And I just hope and pray that there won't ever be any nuclear war. And it wouldn't make me feel good if anything happened to anywhere over there. And of course, I'm always for everyone here being safe and friends elsewhere. Anyway, I just hope that there won't be any nuclear. So anyway, Excuse me, I got a little bit of a throat problem. Uh, so I guess that's about all for now. It's just that there was a lot of good work, and as long as there is never any resolving, who knows? Another fact is that there was subterfuge. I think a couple of years ago, the man who wrote the novel that the movie Das Boot was made from. Look, remember what year? About 81 or 82. Well, that puts me back to remembering about the secret medical malpractice that sometimes eye patches were maybe indicating. And uh, I remember reading that the author of that book, a man by the name of Buchheim, a German man who they say used to be a crewman on a German U-boat back during World War II, and there was an allegation of him being in the Sarasota area. I don't remember all the details, but I noticed a photo of him wearing a black eye patch. And of course, hopefully, it wasn't relevant to any of the rumoring pertaining to this. I did see the movie many years after. I think that I saw it in about 2015, and I noticed some details that were worrisome, but nothing that reminded me of anything. But there was some live action traffic broadcasting during the particular viewing. So anyway, pertaining to good people of Nebraska, of course, I hope everyone there is all right also, and hopefully, all the good men and women of the United States Navy are secure, and hoping that there won't be any nuclear war, and peace is the best option, and hopefully that good peace is on patrol with the support that they need, and hopefully everyone's having a good night and a good tomorrow. Thank you.